Oh, that was quite an intro.
Yeah, I was a little early.
I liked it.
I
It
wanted
was
to
like
wait to see
New
it.
York,
Okay.
New York. They liked it so much they named it twice. Just kept on going and going and going. How are you, Lou?
I'm doing all right.
Beautiful weather.
Beautiful weather.
There you go. I know you've had your problems here at the studio for the last couple of days, but you seem to have worked it out very well. Thank you so
We'll
much
see.
for that.
Talk to me at the end of the hour.
Yeah. And we have on a beautiful sunny day and temperatures approaching 80 and no humidity. And we have the lovely Eszter with us. Eszter. How are you?
Buonasera, and buongiorno to your listeners.
You know something? I couldn't have said it better myself. You know, you've been keeping yourself very busy, huh? This is a busy time of the year.
We've just finished a super busy month of May touring that actually started in April 26th and finished on June 2nd. We had people in and out every single day. And listen to this. We actually had two families from the Lawrence area. One of them was Greco, is the last name. And their ancestral home was Trecastagni and Via Grande.
Oh, wow.
We didn't know them before. And then we had another family also from Trecastagni, Via Grande, family of 9 people. And Bel Paso was their other ancestral hometown. And we sat for a pretty darn long time with Alfred, me, and this family trying to find a common person. But at the end, they knew,
Really?
they knew Peter Messina or so, like stuff like that, but we couldn't find one. But anyway, it was super fun because that's one of my favorite things to do is to take people to their ancestral homes. And, it's very touching for people who had grandparents maybe that left Sicily to go to the United States seeking a better future. So
Yeah.
it's been really, and then we had our regular May group with a group from all over the United States. And we had 2 people from Australia as well.
Oh, wow. Well, there's a very strong presence of Italians in Australia.
Yeah.
We used to have a group that came to the feast in Lawrence, Massachusetts. They came, 3 different groups would come, and boy, they had a ball with us. We showed them the ocean, and I mean, they were just very appreciative of everything that went on. And they have a 1-day festival celebrating the Feast of the Three Saints. And it was very interesting because I knew nothing at all about it. And then one day, Dominic Messina was explaining to me how Italians left and went to different areas that still have that tradition going on. And this area in Australia, I mean, it was like 6 hours away from the airport. I mean, it was out in the middle of nowhere. But, we had a group in Pennsylvania. There was a nice little church there, and it's good. It's good. The tradition of the Three Saints being honored, it's all over the world, really.
It's all over the world.
Certain pockets.
And so that was the other one, part of our May group. We went to the feast.
Yeah, wow.
So, and the funny thing is, this was one of the first years that we didn't run into someone from Lawrence who we knew or something like that.
You know what I think is happening, Esther? I believe that we're all getting older. And the generation that really remembers the history of the Three Saints, that generation now is going to a better place. So there's less and less, how can I say, not interest, but there's less tradition involved in some of the feasts right now. And we see it.
You've seen that? You've seen a decrease in the number of goers to the feast?
Not just in the city of Lawrence, but all over. You look at the North End. I mean, we used to have a festival almost every single weekend. We've lost at least four or five.
Wow.
And they've gone from these 3-day events, which were spectacular, they gone down to just a procession on a Sunday. So
Wow.
kind of, if you look at the whole ball, you can see that it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And whether you're in Lawrence or whether you're in the North End, I just believe that there's a new generation coming up. It's not quite as involved in what went on years ago,
Well,
because
that's not the case here. I'll tell you what, this
that's
year it
wonderful,
was packed.
really.
And it's not just, people of a certain age, it's all ages. It's a
Mm.
family thing. It really is a
And
family
that's
thing.
how it used to be. I mean, you looked at Common Street when Alfred was living on Common Street and in that vicinity, and you look at all those 3-deckers, 4-deckers. I mean, it was the feast was a family thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you would go and in between when it was a little bit quiet, you'd go up to your nana's and she'd have a big dish of pasta waiting for you, and you would eat, come down the stairs, and go back to the feast, and it was
Good old times.
it's completely different right now.
That's too bad.
People want to know who you're going to have for entertainment this year. That's what they're interested in. They don't want to ask about questions about the Saints, which is sad. It's sad.
Let me go
But
back to Esther's
things are
comment.
changing. We had the pastor of St. Leonard's Church on with us last week, and Father Michael Della Pena did a hell of a job with us. And finally now, after all the scandal that went on within the Catholic Church, we're starting to see people come back to the church. He's seeing it in the contribution boxes. He's seeing more people filling up. That's what I say. Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's the question of when people listened to what happened with some of the priests, it really ticked a lot of people off. They said, I'm not donating any more money. I don't want to go to church. I'll watch it on TV or whatever the case might be. But now it seems to be the Catholic religion seems to be getting a little bit of a rebirth. And I think it holds true for almost every parish. So
I'll tell you what, both of these families, and these families didn't know each other, both the Greco and the De Mauro, they came at different times of May, and they were thrilled. And we had, two of the girls were in their 30s, and then the two moms, and then the son was, I believe, also in his 30s. Everyone was just so moved about going to the sanctuary of San Alfio, and they were even more moved going into that area down, in the back where those pictures are painted, where miracles were made by the three saints, thanks to the intercession of the three saints. And it moved one of the women to tears to be in that church after having attended the festival San Alfio her whole life. Right?
That's amazing.
That's good. It's really, for me to witness that is even more beautiful.
No question about it. And getting back to the Sandalfio Society in Lawrence, I mean, they try to keep it as traditional. I mean, as possibly it can be. It's just between the different police details you have to have, fire watches you have to have.
It's a lot.
And it's gotten to be so freaking expensive. If you're borderline, you're going to have a hard time surviving, because all you need is one rainy weekend. You're gone. You're dead. You're dead in the water. And hey, something, I hope it continues. 103 years. Hope it continues for another 103.
And you mentioned earlier about different people from Sicily going to different areas of the United States, and that is the case almost everywhere. Where, for instance, there's a town called Middletown, Connecticut. They came from Melilli in the province of Syracuse, and the people of Melilli that went to Middletown, Connecticut, went in such big numbers, and their Saint Sebastian was so important to them that they replicated a basilica of the same dimensions as the one in Sicily and the
Wow.
same saint. And they keep celebrating Saint Sebastian. I can't remember how many years, but it's the people of Melilli that went to Middletown, Connecticut. Another one is Galveston, Texas. Everyone from Architrezza here in our neighborhood went to Galveston, Texas. And so you saw this all over the United States, where pockets of Sicilians that went in large numbers also celebrated their festival. For instance, right now for Architrezza, the patron saint is St. John the Baptist, celebrated on June 24th. And you bet the people in Galveston, Texas are getting ready for their St. John the Baptist celebration.
Everything's bigger in Texas, baby. Everything's bigger in Texas, right, Louis?
Right. Mikey, is there another St. Alfio festival elsewhere in the United States? Or is Lawrence the only one?
Louis, my connection to your connection is weak. I can't pick up exactly what you're saying. Say it again.
Lou.
Eszter, repeat the question for him because he can't
Lou
hear me.
wanted to know if the St. Alfio celebration is only done in Lawrence, or is it done in any other part in the United States?
No,
To say only Lawrence.
yeah, Lawrence on Labor Day weekend, it's a one-on-one. It's one. And the reason they did that is because of the holiday, Labor Day. They didn't want the workers to lose any time out of work.
Right.
So that's why it falls on Labor Day weekend. And to my knowledge, I believe it's the only one in the United States that celebrates it on that time frame
Well,
instead
Eszter,
of on their anniversary. On their
Eszter, that goes back to your comment about Laurentians coming over to see the festival over there because there's that connection that's unique.
Right. Absolutely. That's because all the people from Tre Castagni, Via Grande, that whole area went to Lawrence. Padara is another town, went to Lawrence, Massachusetts. That's right.
and also the North End. I mean, you look at the North End. I mean, 200 years history more. The Irish were there first. The Jewish came in after that. The Italians started moving in. And now the population and families that are Italian are a lot smaller, a lot on a percentage basis. But the tradition, and next week we have Tom D'Amelia. He's coming on with us. And you talk about the unofficial mayor of the North End. It's this guy. He's got his fingers into everything. But you talk about tradition, you talk about beliefs, the Italian culture. There's not one person I know that's more involved in it than Tom D'Amelia. So he's going to be a very interesting guest next week. And I'm looking forward to really getting him on with us and getting into it. But the North End, you look at the restaurants, you got almost 100 restaurants within a 1 square mile. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy there.
And other parts of the United States, and I'm going to mention New York, because New York is like 20% of the original size that it once was. I mean, Mulberry Street now, most of it, a lot of it's Chinese restaurants, and it's gone. So, hats off to the North End. It's one of the more vibrant communities of Italian culture and traditions in the United States, which I think is fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. I wanted to ask you, we're in June, and it's a beautiful, beautiful month. It's a beautiful month most places. And, there's a lot of marriages that go on. Have you been approached in your years of being a tour director, people getting in touch with you that either want to renew their vows or they want to? Really?
Absolutely.
And
I haven't done a wedding. That's a humongous undertaking, but we have done at least half a dozen vow renewals. And we've done it with 2 of them here in Architrezza with the mayor. We did one in Acicatena. So we've done in the past 2 years.
Wow.
We've done several. Yeah.
It's
a very special thing. Yeah.
I would think. I would think it would. What a place. What kind of a backdrop can you possibly ask for, Louis, to renew your vows in a small community in Sicily?
That would be awesome.
It's not a bad place to renew your vows or celebrate anything, really.
Yeah, and the Italians, if they got a reason to celebrate, they're going to find it.
Oh, there's no
I mean,
shortage
yeah,
of festivals in Sicily,
you
for
think?
sure.
You think? Come on now, come on now. You know, I couldn't help but see, and then following your show and you, me, and Sicily, you and Alfred really. I got to give you a lot of credit. You've been doing this now, and you really got it down so pat. And some of the areas you go into, I've never heard of before. And you know, you did a show on the islands around Sicily, and I was surprised that in my travels I never went to any of those because I love islands. I love
Well,
islands.
Sicily is an island.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, I'm just saying those seven. You
They're
know, I mean,
called the Aeolian Islands,
yeah.
and they are north of Messina.
Oh,
And they were the first islands that the Greeks hit, because Greece is over there
right.
on the east of it. But those islands have something so special, Mike. They're still untouched. They're still raw. The raw beauty
Nice.
of
I
the
understand.
blue water, the blue sky, the green vegetation. There's one Lipari that's a little bit bigger. It is the biggest, and it has more, a main street where there's a lot of restaurants and shops and so forth. But you go there in a March and April, and it is silent and very
How good
peaceful.
is
The
that?
best word I want to use for those islands are paradise, peaceful, and untouched.
Wow. Wow. That sounds absolutely wonderful. Now, one of the islands you talked about had a pool for, I don't know if it was for healing, but it was
Yeah.
a mud pool or something like.
So those islands are all volcanic islands, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was that thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years ago, molten lava came out from underneath the water, and then it hardened, right,
Hmm.
into these islands. But they still have activity, like on the island of Vulcano. It's an active volcano, and you can see steam all day. And there's a pool that has I'll say pool that has very healing waters and vapors. And it's hot, vapors and all kinds of minerals.
Yeah.
And it is strong. You're only allowed to stay 15 minutes in there because it's hot. And if you have, for instance, heart
Yeah.
issues or
You got
something
to be
like that,
careful.
you shouldn't be doing that too much. But
Right.
anyway, it's incredible to have that. And you touch the stones around it, and they're, warm.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And there's, sulfur coming out of it. So it smells
Yeah.
like sulfur. It smells like there's minerals in there. And then you have the island, for instance, of Stromboli, which is also an active volcano. And you go there during the day and you see steam. If you go there at night, you can most days see active lava flowing down. So it looks like
Really?
red tears.
Wow. That's great. Asta, we have a few people that are saying hi to you. Nancy Patera DeMarco is saying good morning, everybody. John Richard, I don't believe I know John. It must be one of your fan club members. Barbara Cody is saying good morning, my significant other. And, something, this kind of weather puts everybody in a good mood. And Nancy just said a little while ago, the good old days as we were reminiscing. And, nothing stays the same. I get that. But, something, as long as we have our good times in your memory bank, that's important. It's important. It's very satisfying. Listen, I'm up against my first break. Can you stay with us for a while, and we'll come back and we're going to chit chat. All right, you and I chit chat. All right, Lou, why don't you take us out, buddy?
Me and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas, with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Play more, earn more, win more at Encore Boston Harbor. Sign up for Win Rewards today and score $50 in free play instantly. Score even more as you play your favorite games. New members will also receive $25 in free play for every 100 tier credits earned playing with your new Win Rewards card. Highly rewarding instantly. Visit EncoreBostonHarbor.com for more information. New members only. Further terms and conditions apply. If you or a loved one is experiencing problems with gambling and needs support, call 833-227-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org to speak with a trained specialist. Specialists are available 24/7 and services are free, confidential, and available in multiple languages.
This is Cindy
and Mike Kunstler,
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
He is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
And we are back with Eszter. And you know something, Eszter? One thing I was looking at was the lifespan of people that live in Sicily. The average between men and women, it comes out to 81.3%, 81.3 years rather. And here in the United States, it's like 78 something. That's quite a difference. I mean, you're looking at what, Louis, 750 days extra? I mean, there has to be something said about the lifestyle. And I think a lot of it has to do with Sicily is very hilly, a lot of steps, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. And I mean, it's a lot of physical. People are very active. They go out at night, they stroll, they do this, they do that, but they're moving. And I think.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think here in the United States, and you see it with these stupid school buses that drop kids right off at their freaking door. You know something? You have 4 or 5 houses on a small street. Yet the bus goes right down that street, stops in front of the house, let the kid walk across the street. Well, drop him off at the corner. Let him walk. Don't tell me it's a different time either. Barbara said, well, times are different. People are afraid of their kids. You know something? Hey, I don't know. I don't think we get enough exercise. I don't think it's promoted. I don't even know if they have phys ed in high school anymore, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah? I don't know. I have no idea.
So,
But
Luke,
that's quite an age. Yeah, that's quite an
it's not
age.
just one thing. It's not just one thing. It's never just one thing. It's a number of things that when put together can expand your lifespan, right? So let's just take a look at everything that Sicily has readily available, mostly free, right? You've got sun, which is very important for vitamin C, vitamin D. Vitamin D. It's free and it's right here. You know, people in ancient times Northern Europeans used to come to Sicily when there was scurvy because it helped them
Healing
with the healing process. You've got the sun. You've got food that is mostly organic, if you choose to buy the organic, that is ready, fruits, vegetables, produce that is readily available. You've got people eating olive oil every single day. You've got people eating fruits and vegetables. Legumes are a big part. Sure, there's pizza, there's pasta and everything, but fish, a regular part of the Mediterranean diet. Along with that, what you said, Mikey, about activity. Yes, people do walk. They have the passeggiata after dinner. Do you know how important movement is after you eat?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
in a but they didn't know scientifically that they were doing the right things. They just did what felt right. So it's a very, there's that, there's movement, and then there's religion and festivals and community and friends and things like that. All of those, Mikey, all of those, it's not
Yeah.
just one thing. It's all of those working together to extend the lifespan for sure.
Yeah. You know, I was watching an interview with Dick Van Dyke. And the gentleman just went, he's 100 years old.
Yeah.
He's 100 years old, but his mental faculties are fantastic. And they asked him, what can you contribute to why you're living so old? And he said, basically, he says, I try not to let things bother me. He says, I don't get stressed out. He says, I've never been so annoyed that I hate somebody. And he says, and his wife is 54 years old, so she's like half his age.
Wow.
And she's been a tremendous help to him in her thinking process and keeping him busy and keeping him active. And, I looked at him, and as I'm reading and watching this interview, rather, and I had a flashback, and it went back to 1963 when I was graduating from Lawrence High. There was a movie that came out. Eszter, you weren't even born yet. I'm not talking to you. There was a movie that came out called Bye Bye Birdie.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I've heard of it. Yeah. Notice the way she said that? I heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Rub it in. Why don't you? And anyway, he was on that in that movie. And actually, in that movie, Louis, there was Ed Sullivan, the only movie he really appeared in. He was in that movie.
I didn't know.
And he was himself. He had the show, and they were trying to get this guy, Conrad Birdie, to come and be a guest on his show. Because the story was based on like Elvis Presley in 1958 when he went into Germany to the service. That's what this movie was kind of about. And the guy's name was Conrad Birdie. And, it was a lot of, today it looks silly, but something. And Anne Margaret.
Yeah.
And Anne Margaret, she looked absolute. This was her first movie. And, is right. She did a hell of a job, and it was, it was a high school movie, and I guess it's rated like 6th of all the high school movies that were made. I don't know how many made, but something. I think of Dick Van Dyke, and I'm thinking about what you're saying about in Italy, the lifestyle, the fresh vegetables, the movement. The whole 9 yards. The sun has a lot to do with it. Of course, you got to be
olive oil, the seasonal vegetables. It's not like I go into the supermarket and I can always find everything. Artichokes, cauliflower, broccoli, greens have their season. That's in the winter. And now we're in the spring and summer season. Now we have the peaches, the plums, the apricots, the melons are starting to go out. And then in September or around late September, early October, they're gone. And we're into the fall foods, the chestnuts and things like that. So it's not like people are eating the same things. And the other thing is, the choices of vegetables that the people here eat. Dandelions, they don't know that dandelions are super healthy, but they eat them all the time. Artichokes, one of the most important winter crops we have here. People eat them. Did they know how healthy artichokes are? Probably not, but it was what was available.
I went to a marketplace in Catania one day, and they were selling artichokes. But Louis, they were selling the whole bush, the whole plant.
Yes.
The artichokes still. Esther, am I right? That drove me crazy. I loved it. I thought that was so freaking cool.
With the stem.
Yeah.
And the leaves.
Yeah.
We go to the supermarket, Demoulas, Whole Foods, and all you see is the artichoke.
Yeah, artichoke, rather.
That part is also, you can eat all of the artichoke. I eat all of it. It's really good.
Most people do. I when I get down to the fuzziness, it tickles my mouth a little bit. Yeah. I don't know why. I like stuffing. I like the stuffing I put in the artichokes. And when I make them, I make 5 or 6 at a time. And boy, I'll tell you, I can make a meal out of it just sitting there. And it lends the conversation. On a big holiday, Esther, you get a bunch of people at your table and you bring out the artichokes and people will just sit there, whether it be your Aunt Josie or whatever. They'll be sitting there and they're picking those leaves and putting them in their taking the stuffing off the artichoke. But it'll take them 45 minutes to eat an artichoke. But they're talking.
I eat them in 5 minutes.
I know, but they're talking and this and that. It's a great conversation item to get involved with and to slow the pace down so you get hungry for dessert. You know what I mean? Yeah, you understand.
Just back to the longevity question. A few months ago, I had to get an x-ray in Archie Costello, and I was waiting outside, and there were a group of 6 or 7 men sitting on the benches, and it was around 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then a few weeks later, I returned, and the same set of men were there. And so I decided on this day to go and talk to them, and because I had to wait for my results. And so I went and talked to them, and the oldest one there was 92 years old.
Good.
The youngest was around 70 something, all of them retirees. And they make it a point every single day to meet in that spot, check in with each other, see how the other one is doing. And I thought to myself, talk about creating a place, a community, a park, it's free, and how healthy that is for those men. And then I asked the 92-year-old, what do you think it is? What's your secret to longevity? And he basically told me the same exact things I mentioned. But, he said, you have the sun, you have good food. It's important not to eat too much, movement. And he said to me, and also I do a puzzle every single day.
Keeps his
And
mind.
so keeping your mind active, Lou and Mike, you doing this show, for instance, every week, that keeps your mind active. That keeps your mind young, so there's something about like I said, a combination of things.
If you're going to sit in front of the boob tube all day long, it's not healthy. It really. And I know there are people that have physical problems, especially as we're getting older. Your knees are going, your hips are going, and, everything hurts. It hurts sometimes just to walk. And I respect that. I mean, some people are in physical shape better than others. But if you stop, that's when you're going to lose it. And that's what you're alluding to. He does that puzzle. He doesn't realize it, but what he's doing is stimulating his brain cells.
Sure.
Sure. And I think that's fantastic. You did on one of your shows, I believe you were, I think it was the birthday of Professor
Rosario Faraci.
Yeah. And you were on a farm. And me, my God, and that wasn't that far out of Catania. It surprised me how luscious and beautiful and how healthy the cows were and the sheep. The one thing I remember about cattle in Sicily, and we're going back a lot of years, they were very skinny back then. They were very thin, very skinny. I said, "There's hardly any meat. What are you going to eat? A bone?" I mean, and people would say, "Whatever you do, have a dish of pasta. Don't order any meat, or if you order goat or something like that." But the cows on that farm, they were gorgeous.
Changing. Well, that farm in particularly, the farmer, incredible. He sort of gave up his he was a businessman. Well, he still is a businessman, but instead of staying in downtown Catania, he now, decided to go in the footsteps of his grandfather and father and bring his children up among the cattle. But he gives a great deal of attention on the type of cattle that he buys from France and so forth. And then he feeds it organically. And he also lets them, as you saw, go freely and sort of cut the grass for him, right? So it was really incredible. And I am not a big beef eater, but it was probably one of the best beef pieces I've ever had in Sicily there.
Wow, that's good to hear. The other thing I was kind of surprised at, he doesn't milk the cows. No. He uses them for nursing. I mean, a baby calf is born for, I think, 10 or 11 months, I think you said on the show, that they're milk fed.
With the cow, with the mother.
Yeah. Imagine
that apparently makes them feel better, and so they grow faster. It's incredible. Cows have feelings. Breaking news: cows have feelings.
No, I think that's freaking awesome. And the other thing that I really liked was the fact that he's enterprising enough that he has companies come and they put a windmill facility on his property. And so that's a source of revenue that's coming into that farm, a big source of revenue that's coming. And there was quite a few of them. And it looked lovely on the countryside with the wind. I mean, just beautiful. Beautiful.
Sometimes I do these videos and I'm like, you just cannot capture the sheer beauty of that place. It was stunning for me. And then I love that one of the professors from the University of Catania said, the ricotta that comes from that area, it's really, really healthy for you. Like that's another thing. That's another thing. Sicilians eat a lot of ricotta. They may not know how healthy it is, but it's great probiotic. It's, it's healthy for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I've read
Easily
about that.
digestible.
Having I have 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil every single day. I do. I've been doing it for years, and I'll tell you, Alfred had a lot to do with it, because when we had the store in Lawrence, all things Sicilian, they had carafes of extra virgin olive oil and little cups, so you could taste the olive oil before you purchased it, and I loved it. And then I go and I do some research, and I find out the benefits of real good extra virgin olive oil. I'm not talking. But it's expensive. But you know something? In my mind, it's helped me. It's helped me with my bones. It's helped me to keep moving. And I believe in it. I really do.
Look at your skin. You're looking great. There is something
You
to
said
that.
it just the way I wrote it. Oh, that's good. Oh, good. You're paying attention. Listen, I'm up against the break. We come back. I want to talk about a different form of tourism, agro-tourism. All right?
Good.
Can we go that way? All right. Louis, take us out, buddy.
Of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas, with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families, so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's, honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Play more, earn more, win more at Encore Boston Harbor. Sign up for Win Rewards today and score $50 in free play instantly. Score even more as you play your favorite games. New members will also receive $25 in free play for every 100 tier credits earned playing with your new Win Rewards card. Highly rewarding instantly. Visit EncoreBostonHarbor.com for more information. New members only. Further terms and conditions apply. If you or a loved one is experiencing problems with gambling and needs support, call 833-2750-50 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org to speak with a trained specialist. Specialists are available 24/7. Services are free, confidential, and available in multiple languages.
This is Cindy,
And Mike Kunstler.
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
he is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
And we are back, and we're chatting with Eszter. Eszter, before the break, I mentioned to you about something that seems to be gaining a lot of headway, a lot of steam, and it's throughout the world, and it's called agrotourism. And are you involved in stuff like that? I mean, do you get involved where you take people to a farm and let them stay with the family? And no,
we do. Okay. We do. Yes, they're called agroturismo. And to be called an agroturismo, you have to be on a farm, growing your own produce that you're serving on the farm, and also having animals that you sheep or whatever. We do not do that in Sicily, but we do that in Tuscany, where we stay on agroturismo.
Big time.
And you wake up and you see the sheep running around while you're having breakfast. They have a garden there, so we do that. We do incorporate farms in terms of, on the day we go to Etna, one of the stops is we go to a shop where behind the shop is the actual farm. So for instance, with this last group, they were the last remnants of artichokes. So for some people, it was the first time they ever saw how artichokes grow, like flowers. So we went back there, and the farmer usually lets me pick some lemons or strawberries or something like that. Now, the other place is when we go to the vineyard, right? Because when we go to the vineyard, that's on a farm. They have their own olive trees, which they make their own olives. They also have mulberry tree, a persimmon tree, a chestnut tree, a kiwi tree. So you sort of, depending on the season, on the month, you could be walking around the vineyard and, eating. Cherry tree. We did have some cherries this May. So those are the types of farms we take people to.
It seems to be, we had a guest on the air with us, and she's the editor of the Old Farmer's Almanac. Her name is Carol Corner. And lately, every place she goes, she's been staying at one of these facilities, and they're just loving it. And they use it as a base. And some of these farms are not too far away from a metropolitan area or a bigger city. So they take off during the day. They go where they want to go. They go see what they want to see. And then they come back to the farm life, and they're just loving it. And she speaks so highly of it. And you look at Europe, and Europe represents 47% of all of these facilities that are available in the world, which is unbelievable. It seems to be an area that's growing, and I think in Italy alone, it's something it's going to bring in over $1 billion just in that form of tourism. And the other thing I like about it is the fact that, Louis, you're out of the mainstream, you're out of the cities, but you're putting money in the rural areas, these farmers that can really use it.
Well,
I think it's a great, I don't know if it would be, I think it would be good for me. I mean, you just got to have, somebody with you that's going to enjoy what you're enjoying. And some of them work on the farms. They actually go and they pick plants, or they'll milk the cows, or try to. I mean, I think it's a blast. I do. I think it's fun.
I think it's for a certain type of a person,
Yeah.
like one of the things, here on the East Coast, we put people on a hotel in a rural area where you can walk out and there's gardens and there's trees and things like that. And it's not the city hubbub. But
The
I think,
honking of horns.
what's that?
The honking of horns, in the city.
The craziness of the city. So it has to be a certain type of a person, I think, that likes that. Here in Sicily, we don't usually put people in that type of a facility, but they do exist.
We were talking about different farms and whatnot. Last year at this time, you guys were going through a pretty bad drought. There was water became very, very scarce. This year, did you have enough winter?
Well, we had a cyclone.
Yeah, I know the cyclone. Yeah.
That dumped a lot of water. We had an incredibly rainy season, and it's a very lush, very
nice
lush.
Yeah.
Everything's green, and the fires that we had 2 years ago, everything's grown back. In fact, we were looking at some of the new growth that we have over here. So, things are going back to norm.
It's amazing how nature can replenish. Geez, I agree with you. You see something one year and, it could be, for some reason in the community that I'm living in, there's a couple of plans for different areas for development. And they're going in and they're clear cutting. And I hate to see that happen.
Yeah, for sure.
They haven't done anything with the land. So in 2 years, you got growth coming up all over the place. Trees are starting to sprout up, shrubs. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We are in my area, we're on a water restriction already. But it's not as bad as it sounds. They're just thinking ahead. They're trying to protect. You can only water every other day, all this, that, and the other thing. But so I was just curious about the water situation. I know
they conserved some of that water because we literally had a lot of rain in the month of January and February. So hopefully they conserved. Who knows? They're always talking about, desalinization of plants. They're also talking about, conserving these things in wells. Who knows if they're doing it? But we'll find out soon, right?
How about if they figured out how much water they're losing because of water leaks in the pipes? The municipalities are old. The pipes are leaking. Fix that. If you fix that, a lot of your problems wouldn't be quite as bad as they are right now.
A lot of common sense stuff, right? A lot of common sense.
What's that? Common sense. What are you, silly? What are you, silly? Hey, Alfred has got his 6th book coming out, huh?
Yep.
What's the name?
So talk about someone who engages his brain. He's done very well. The one he's writing now is actually fascinating because it incorporates Sicily in the 1200s.
It's called Infinity Protocol. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see he's got his daughter proofreading it for him. And I love that. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very impressive. Yeah. And then his other books are also available. The Figu Beddu, Reverse Immigrant, Sicily, Joy of My Heart. So He's
What a
doing,
nice
he's
title.
doing well. He's staying very active.
Figu Bedu. Figu Bedu. I used to, Mark Leone used to call me that all the time. Figu Bedu when he called. But Tommy, Alfred's brother, is also working on a book right now. So, we got authors. Is very
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I like it. Have you ever written a book?
No, but I did start a couple of them. One of them on my mother, which I really, really need to. In fact, every time I go home, I say to my mom, we got to work on your book. Because that woman has a book. She has several books in her. So that book needs to be written. I think when I'm writing daily about Sicily for our Facebook or so forth, I am writing, and maybe one day I'll collect those writings and put them in something.
I think it would be very, very interesting. You've had an interesting life yourself.
I've had a very interesting life
where you've
myself.
lived and how many times you've had to relocate. And and now you found the niche that you're extremely, extremely good at. And it proves just in every year how much more business you're picking up as far as people that trust you. Word of mouth is the best advertising you can have. I don't care how much money you spend. Word of mouth, me telling somebody, them telling somebody, and something that's what's compounding every year with you. You're getting more and more families. You talked about that couple that came to look for where the mother was born, and I had the same situation. And my mother-in-law was 88 years old when we took her to Sicily, and she was in Catania. And we had a hard time. We found the street, but we couldn't get the number. But something, my mother-in-law, you talk about a wonderful lady. She lived to be almost 98 years old. She lived with me for about 25, 28 years. And I never regretted one day of it.
That's beautiful.
I'll tell you, her and Sister Angelica, she'd have that TV so loud, the house used to vibrate, she just loved listening to her. And I had a couple of friends relatives on the street that spoke it, not relatives, but people that I knew that were Italian descent. And they would come by. As a matter of fact, one was related to Peter Messina. And they would drop by the house on their daily walk and go visit my mother-in-law. And the three of them would be downstairs yakking away, laughing.
The good old days.
I just freaking loved it. I thought it was cool. It's a nice way to go out. It really is.
Yeah.
But
that's beautiful.
I hope you continue the work that you're doing.
It's more like a calling. It's not really work.
Yeah, I get it.
Like a calling.
Yeah, I get it. In closing, we only have about a minute left to go. Is there anything you'd like to say to our Sicilian Corner listeners?
Well, thank you for having me here on the eve of my birthday, which is tomorrow. So I was always looking forward to being here, but especially today because it's a little gift for me too to be here with you guys.
Nice.
Well, something, girl. I salute. That's all I'm going to tell you. I don't know how old you was. I don't want to know how old you are.
Chin,
but chin. I love it, baby. Open up a bottle of champagne. Something celebrate. You got a lot to be grateful for. You really do. Hey, listen, everybody. I hope you can join us next week. Tommy D'Amelia is going to be in the studio with us, and it's going to be all about the North End. And there's a beautiful, beautiful museum that's in the process of being put together right now, and it's all about the history of the North End. And there's going to be a lot of interactive items that you can really get into the nitty-gritty. And so I'm looking forward to it, and Tom is very involved with it, and he's a hell of a nice guy. And boy, I'll tell you, talk about the North End. Huh?
I'll be listening in.
Okay. Listen, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. The weather's really beautiful out there. Get out, get some free vitamin D. The weekend Sunday doesn't look too good, but we can use the rain, right? We can use the rain. Eszter, happy birthday, baby. Take care of yourself.
Grazie.
Ciao, everybody. Take care.